This is my old computer, one that now no longer works. Reason? Well, when I start it up, normally you should hear a beep sound from the post. Power on self-test. That beep is not occurring. But basically, just to give you an overview on what my old system was like, my hard drive is 250 gigs, which is adequate. It's SATA 2 supposedly with up to 3 gigahertz or 3 GB/s, probably gigabytes or gigabits, I'm not sure which. Don't remember, but it's more likely gigabits. You got 1.5 gigs of RAM, that's those red things down there. That's this big thing here is the video card. NVIDIA 7600 GT. And this card over here, that's the sound card. It's the Creative Platinum, X5 Platinum. Of course, I've got some of the things all connected. And of course my CD/DVD burner. You might notice that quite a bit of it's not connected to anything. It was to rule out to see what the problem was, why my computer wasn't posting, as they often call it. That's the front, and this is my big TV-like monitor. Yeah, it kind of resembles a TV. It's 1920 by 1440. That's how I can see the big, huge screenshots. These are my speakers. Of course, I got the other one over here. Macaroni. No, I'm not trying to advertise it. But that's basically what my old computer is. Oh yeah, and the processor, which is hidden under the power supply, that is a Pentium 4 3.0 gigahertz Prescott, which means it's hot. But let's go look at my new computer now. This is my new one. Or at least I haven't put anything together yet. Okay, that's one side, and here's the other side. But let me rotate this thing. And this is the back side of it. Of course, there's like nothing really much in here. The reason for that is because I haven't gotten to putting it together yet. So, let's walk through the various components here. This is supposedly the 120mm fan that this thing's got. This symbol seems to be very common. Or at least I'm seeing it a lot lately. This is for the mouse. This is for the keyboard. This is for USB. That's where you put your printer and stuff in, or at least USB devices such as my camera here that I'm using. This is supposedly for networking, or at least that's what I use for using the internet, sharing DSL, 4 megabits per second downstream, 512K up. This I'm not exactly certain what it's for. This I'm not sure what it's for either, but I think it might be for a video card. That's for a printer port, but I have USB, and that seems to be the most common. These are for audio. These three here are for audio. That's microphone, and yes, I've got one of those. That's that little pokey red black thing right there. And these two are where speakers go into. This, I'm not sure what it is, but looking at the symbol here, it seems to be for a joystick. And when you insert new cards, such as video, TV tuner, whatever, that's what all these little slots here are for. But basically, that's what my new computer looks like. So, let's go open it up. This thing is advertised to be tool-free. This is the original box it came in. See? It's tool-free. Okay. To do that, basically it seems that I learn best by fiddling around with things. But for this, I'm probably going to have to get it on the side. It's kind of hard to hold the camera at the same time. So, unscrew these things. Whoa, make sure I don't lose them. So, put them off over here. Nice spot so I know. Yes, that's my MP3 player with my notes on it. 2 dreams in one night just today. It's not unusual. My speakers for my MP3 player. Playing Metropolis from Sonic 2, 85% true speed. Okay, let's get the other screw anyway. I just put those over there so they're in a safe, easily findable place. And one of the first things you might notice is it's got nothing in it. Unlike that one over there, it's got a lot in it. But I have to go put it together. See, but this is a brand new thing. You can tell that the bag's there. It's got the little tie wrap thing on it. So these are just screws. Of course, that's how you mount things. This area here, all in here, this is where the motherboard goes. Okay, that's that huge fan. Of course, I'm getting some screwy angles in here. And this is where all the CD drive and hard drive go. That's probably where the hard drive and floppy drive go. But since I'm now no longer really even using a floppy drive, that I can probably just leave out. Because I really have nothing for it except Zilliard. But that game can't even run anyway. And that's where all, this here is where all those cards get plugged into. But let's go look at some of the other details, or elements. No, not elements like fire, ice, chemical, or whatever. I'm not referring to that kind of element. Or elements as in hydrogen, helium, lithium, and so on. But this is my new processor I'm getting. It's supposedly 8 times faster, but I have yet to test that. Core 2 Duo. It's essentially the brain of the computer. That's what the processor is, also known as a CPU. Intel. It's pretty much the only brand I'm really familiar with, although there is AMD. I'm not too very familiar with AMD. But that's the processor. But I often hear that stock fans are often not really that worthy. So, I got myself a fan. Of course, I'm not sure about how it works because I'm seeing on here that it's for all Intel Pentium 4 and Pentium D. But it says it's LGA 775, which is what this thing is, so it should work. I have yet to test that though. But if that doesn't work, I can still return it and use the stock fan for now. But let's go on with more. The motherboard is essentially where all the components are hooked up. It's kind of like the nervous system in a sense, or how everything is all interconnected. But this is the motherboard. Of course, in the original, currently unopened box, because I just got the stuff. But as you can tell, you know, an easy energy saver, because I'm after saving energy. Because after all, I feel that donating $1 toward environmental stuff is actually like donating 20 to Red Cross or whatever. That has that much of an effect. At least that's how I feel it. But that's basically the motherboard. And, of all things, my current DDR400 memory won't work, so I had to get some more memory. DDR2 in this case, for 800 megahertz. In case you can't read that, that is for 4 gigs of memory. 4 gigs on a 32-bit operating system. Not a problem. But then again, I'll only be able to use about 3 1/4 or 3.5 gigs worth. But still, that's more than double what I currently used beforehand. But this stuff is so dirt cheap nowadays that I found it worth getting. So what do I use the memory for? Undo history with image editing programs and other things. But that's basically all I have it for. So that's all my components. So let's start building it.